wanted to ask you, how does people's pride affect their blessings?
That's a great question. I don't know, the Bible says that God reigns on the just and the unjust. And so he actually exists inside of all of our experiences, no matter how much we acknowledge or want to interact with him. So I don't know that blessing is determined by our pride, but our experience of him and how much we allow him to engage in our own lives or to intervene on our behalf is up to our invitation for him to be part of that experience.
Gotcha.
So while he's present, if we are not willing to say, I am not God, I am not going to serve myself, I believe there is a being that's higher than me and I need help with my limited understanding and perspective from someone outside of that who can see it more clearly and who has the power to change things I can't change, and we say, help me to that being, then he enters in and is willing and able and ready to help us, but he will not force himself on us and on our experience. He chooses to allow us to have free will, and I believe that is one of the most attractive things to me about who I believe God is, and his invitation to us is he is not, he created beings that did have the ability to not choose him. It's not really love if someone's obligated or held hostage to an experience with you. And so I think the pride factor gets in when we say, I am enough to figure it out myself. I am completely self-sufficient. There isn't anything outside of me that can help me in my own experience here, whether it's in changing my circumstances or helping me navigate them. And that kind of pride limits our ability to experience his intervention on our behalf. And so for me, I think pride sometimes looks like, well, I go to church, I do all the right things, and I don't do all the wrong things. And so that kind of pride is just as dangerous as those who would say, well, I just don't believe there's a God, and so I'm not even gonna interact with him. They're both rooted with, I can control what's happening around me, and I don't need God. I can check the list, or I can reject him. And so that's where I feel like you get limited of what would be perceived as blessing.
I think that's something I've been dealing with. I mean, I've been like a big non-believer for a long time. I think I've just now started really kind of getting into it, because I always question so many different things and problems going on in the world.